got pointed at the half. It was evident the first few minutes of the second half that your defense improved, but also you started throwing the ball down to the big fella inside, and the game just kind of turned right at that point. Did you happen to mention that to your players at the half?
Well, we emphasize it no matter who we're playing, and he just needs to get touches, and we need to be more patient. It's really in terms of how we're getting the basket. We've got to give him a little bit of time. I thought we did a better job of it. I thought he went through the double team a couple times when people were swarming, just being aggressive, and had some really good moves. We did a better job of getting in. We did a better job of driving the ball and getting in the paint also. That's what we need to do. We need to get the basketball in the paint, whether that's by the drive or the pass.
Coach, you went with Ray down the stretch there. What did you see in his game tonight that you liked, or in practice?
Well, it's hard because you go back and forth and you're trying to figure things out. And I just thought he gave us good energy. He made a couple hustle plays, he got a couple rebounds, knocked down those 2 free throws, and that really helped us. And then at times, when you're out there and they're changing from man to zone and what they're in, and you try to get that lineup, that really helps your team. But they constantly changed, and with him and Jacob Lawson, I thought they gave us a spark, and they played hard, and we stuck with him, and he did a good job.
There were a couple instances in the second half, and a couple more, a couple instances in the first half, and a couple more in the second, where you guys would get out to maybe you'd be upset and up 6, whatever, and then sort of in the snap of your fingers, it'd be right back down to 2, or it'd be tied. How do you account for that? Is it an easy fix, or is there kind of it's been happening all year? Is there kind of I guess the term would be a common denominator among it, attention span, whatever?
No, I wouldn't think so. Not really a common denominator. We just compound our mistakes. Instead of making one mistake and just leaving it alone and then moving forward, when we make one mistake, it leads to the next mistake and then the next mistake. And that's why you see me I just think you got to get a quick timeout. I'm maybe a possession off in some of those timeouts. Now you're going into the last 5 or 6 minutes of the game with one timeout. That's the downside of doing it that way. But how are you supposed to stop those runs? A lot of coaches talk about letting them play out of it. When they grow, it really helps them. Well, I've let them play out of some things, and we've yet to get it fixed. I've looked at the lineups when that happened in the game, and it hasn't mattered who's in the game. It's happened to everybody. So we just got to keep working on it. And we started the game 10-3, and then right away, we don't let people score like 6, 7, 8 points in 2 minutes. We let them score in 30 seconds, and it happens so quick. But you also can't call a timeout every time somebody scores back-to-back baskets. So we just got to do a better job of not compounding our mistakes and just trying to keep things simple, especially when we take a bad one and we turn it over. When there has to be a siren that goes off in their head, or we need to be more patient and get a better shot, or be more solid on defensive movement.
Matt's second game in a row, single-digit turnovers. Huge. I mean, you had one little stretch in the first half. I think in 3 possessions, you may have turned it over 3 times. But other than that one little block, pretty good ball protection, ball security tonight. It probably saved you again, right?
No doubt about it. Our last 2 games have been relatively the same score in terms of the difference. And being under 10 turnovers in both those games probably helped us. Obviously, we did a great job rebounding in the second half. We out-rebounded by 7 in the second half. Being down 5 in the first. So anytime you're able to handle those 2 statistical categories, it helps us. Our issue, even with those turnovers in the first half, every single one of those led to a direct basket. And so, I always say throw it in the stands, kick it to one of your relatives, get a shot clock violation. The score doesn't change. And when you get a shot clock violation, so you throw it out of bounds, the score does not change. But when you throw it to the other team, that score is probably moving real quick.
Coach, offensively, it seemed like you guys did a really nice job of cutting, finding open cutters, getting basket cuts. Is it something you'll need to watch on film, or have you noticed your teams doing a nice job of passing and finding open cutters?
Well, they're doing a better job. Obviously, in the second half, they're going to do a better job because I'm right on top of them. I'm screaming bloody murder to get them to do it. So it's something where you're forcing them to move. In the first half, we're trying our best to get them. They don't get the ball moving early in possession. So when you see those long possessions, and at the end we stand and stare and look at each other, and all of a sudden someone's into a one-on-one mode. It's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to get ball movement, and get action, and get this, into a situation where you have an angle where you can play off a screen, or against the zone, what we struggled in the first half. We just had empty possessions where the ball never got in the short corner, never got into the high post, never got thrown into the low post. It's just around the perimeter with no penetrating dribble, and you're not going to get a good shot. And so we really work on not doing those things and getting those balls in those sweet spots against the zone. And when we do that, they did a good job matching up. We knew we just had to get them to take 3-4 passes in a row, and if they're going to take all that away, then we're going to be able to throw it inside. So when we were patient, we did that. We just played one-on-one basketball. When it wasn't, Jerome was able to get in the paint, Ronnie was able to get in the paint, and that really helped us. But we've made a little bit of improvement. We still have to be more consistent. We still have such an empty possession at times where we're not even remotely trying to do what we work on.
What was the difference on the boards between the first half and the second half?
I thought just, our guys, getting to some loose balls. I thought Rayfeld Davis had a couple really good rebounds. And like I said, I thought Rayfeld and Jacob really gave us good energy. Just getting to the ball. A lot of times it's not, getting off the rim. It's chasing those long rebounds. And I thought we chased a couple down that really helped us.
Matt, AJ got hurt in that scrum down there in the corner. When he got up and walked over to the bench, he was limping pretty good. He looked like he was maybe even having a little trouble getting up and down. Did you have any concerns at all when you put him back in the game, or were you pretty sure that he was going to be able to go back in and be the same guy he was?
No, he said he was fine. So it's one of those things where the trainer's not going to let him go back in if he can't go in. But he said he was fine.